Greetings, everyone. I'm Luke Bryan Smith, and welcome to Enlightened, Empowered, Evolved. Hope everybody's doing well. Wait, I believe everybody's doing well. I have faith everybody's doing well, and everything is unfolding perfectly. I'm excited yet again. You know why? Because I have another amazing, extraordinary guest here today. I have Diana Marshall, and before she tells you anything about her, I'm going to tell you a bit about her. So listen up. You don't want to miss any of this. Diana is a founder of Breathing Rehabilitation and helps adults and children with respiratory conditions, particularly sleep-related disorders. As a trained expert in orofacial myofunctional therapy, she takes special interest in healthy function of the tongue and facial muscles. Wow. Diana believes that healthy breathing might be the answer to the modern day health problems and is on a mission to help people take control of their well-being. Her own journey found purpose after becoming a parent, and she continues to learn, grow, and give back through her free and paid offers for the community. She is based in Sydney, Australia, and provides her services face-to-face and online in English and Polish. Wow. How are you doing today, Diana?
Yeah, I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Yes. And it's just wonderful to connect with people. Like I always get excited from around the world. And today is no exception. You're all the way in Australia, in Sydney, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah, in Sydney, and I'm here in the US and California. And look at us, we're just talking, and this technology is beautiful. And I wanted to tell you that I want to send my appreciation to you, because I am a firm believer that time is our most precious asset. And for you to take time out of your schedule, out of your life to spend a moment with me here on this platform, I just really appreciate it. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. So, let's just get right into it. I want to know, because I've never spoke to anyone that does what you do. You have a unique gift, unique talents, unique passion. And I just want to know how, okay, you're the founder of Breathing Rehabilitation. Okay. So how did you get into this primarily respiratory, how did you get into this?
Yeah, it's actually quite bizarre story, because I never meant to be in that field. I never seen myself,
Right.
working with conditions like health conditions.
Right.
But my journey started maybe 15 years ago or so in theater. So I was involved with theater, and I was teaching people diaphragmatic breathing for voice control and for stress management, like on a stage, with the stage fright and things like that. So
right. How to breathe calm when they have stage fright. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. I just wanted to clarify that. So yes, go ahead.
So basically the senior instructor taught me, those techniques, and they gave me all this information about how to, proceed with those exercises for the, for the voice control mostly. So I was just repeating what I was learning. I didn't have any formal qualifications, and I wasn't really interested to make any formal qualifications in breathing back then. Right. And then I was traveling around the world, because originally I'm from Poland, in Europe.
Wow.
And I've been traveling around, and because I'm quite sentimental, I carry with me the most important things from the past. So I always had those exercises with me. There was just a copy of a book. So it was just a few pages and a few other things, related. But I never really put a thought to it, why I'm carrying those things. It was just nice to go back to those papers, and see those things I was, passionate about back then. And maybe 5 or 6 years ago, I went through some difficult times, very stressful, life changes. And I was looking for stress management. So basically, whatever I was looking at, I was searching, there was meditation, yoga, all those, beautiful
right.
methods,
Yes.
and everything involved breathing. So I was like, okay, hang on. I know something about breathing. So I went back to my old, papers, and I found all those exercises I was doing back then for other people mostly. And then I started doing them just, as a reminder, and also as to see if it's going to help me with my stress management at that stage. And it did help.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask you. And did it help? And yes, it did. And you know what? I just want to take a pause for a second and just elaborate on a couple of things you said. Now, that's beautiful how everything kind of connected together from what you were learning before and then what you became aware of after, and it all like came together.
Yes. And
did you kind of think about that, and did it surprise you, or how?
Yeah, so it was quite bizarre because I was thinking like just 2 years ago I discovered that actually the breathing was following me because I was carrying those papers to every country I went to. I just had that little, notebook with all those things. So I think it was always my destiny, if you believe in destiny, because
yes, I do. Your purpose.
Yes, it was just always, following me. And because it helped me so much with my situation, with the stress management, I was ready to show it to other people. And I started doing workshops. So, just for the stress management, but I was using those techniques I learned in theater, and it just worked. And people were, discovering that diaphragmatic breathing and all those techniques I was teaching them. So, it kind of evolved when I met my dentist. so when I was telling him, so that was quite that big turn, to completely different. Yes, that shift, exactly. Because he was saying, okay, so what do you do for work? And I said, for now I'm doing those workshops for the stress management, diaphragmatic breathing, mostly on all those things. And he was saying, have you heard about those other techniques? Because, I went to him to deal with my pain in my jaw from the TMD. It's like a disorder of your jaw. So it affects your, your joints and your muscles around and all sorts of things. So like clicking, popping, all those type of things. And he was saying, look, there is much more into the breathing than just the diaphragmatic breathing, because it actually forms your, your facial, your craniofacial development. It's just from, the way how you breathe as a child. So he was saying,
didn't know that.
Yeah. So he basically pointed me to right direction, to the right people. And I started studying more because, I didn't have back then the formal qualifications, and I wasn't really into the medical field, but because I trusted that dentist and I was saying, there is much more into breathing, then I was just discovering more, and I started learning, and I went to, I studied with Patrick McKeown at the Buteco Clinic International. It's a method it's basically a method which makes you helps you breathe functionally. So then I discovered all other avenues, which lead me to to stay in that functional way of breathing, because there are many breathing techniques out there.
Right. Absolutely.
And you kind of can get lost which one is the best for you.
Right.
And so to learn the functional breathing and to implement that in my workshops, that was the biggest change. And actually working with people with struggle with health. So at the beginning, I worked with people with anxiety and stress management because that's how I was starting.
Yes.
But then it just developed into all the other, asthmas, hay fever, sleep apnea, all those snoring things. So
you can help people with all those.
Yes. Yeah. And it's very unexpected.
Right. But everything, one thing I just have to say that, and thank you for sharing that too, all of that with you. But what just amazes me again is how everything just kept unfolding in that direction, pointing in that direction. Like you said, you started to figure out that was your direction. Like you said, that was your purpose, and just things start happening. And why resist it? Why fight against it? You, like you said in the beginning, you wouldn't have known. You never knew that you were going to follow this path of breathing. You didn't know that you were even interested in that. And then one thing led to another, and things kept opening up, and you started getting more education and awareness in regards to everything to do with breathing. And I resonate with that, with breathing a lot, because I meditate, and that's one of the main focal points in meditating is focusing on your breathing, your deep breathing, and I know how important that is, and how therapeutic breathing is. Now, I'm certain that I don't know everything that you know, because that's your specialized field, and that's amazing. So yes. So now you're a founder of Breathing Rehabilitation, and is awesome. So from all this wonderful things that were opening up for you, pointing at this breathing, you created something.
Yes. And I, at the moment, like, I can't stop sharing it, because it's so, so important. No one is teaching those things. No one is teaching correct breathing at school. And, our parents didn't know, how to teach us the correct breathing. There's not much awareness. So now I need to, like, I feel that I can't keep my knowledge to myself. So that's, happy to share. All the things I know, because it's so,
and another
so
thing that resonates with me, that stands out right here in your bio, is when you say particularly sleep related disorders. Now, I, for one, wear a CPAP machine when I sleep, so because I stopped breathing. And yes, so I can resonate with that, and I'm willing to share this with my audience. I'm pretty transparent. I'm sure a lot of people can connect with me, but yes, that's amazing that you work with people. And in regards to the tongue and facial muscles, so what do you do? I mean, I don't want you to share anything that you are paid to do, but how does that, I mean, what do you do in regards to, like, the tongue and the facial muscles? I mean, what does that entail a little bit? Can you give us a little hint? Like what?
So basically, breathing is very related to the way how your tongue position is and how your lip position is. So it's called oral posture. And many people don't have that correct oral posture. And it's the tongue sits down, or the lips, the lips are open, and that affects your breathing. And if it affects your breathing, affects your sleep, and so on. And, if you don't sleep well, there is, memory problems, focus problems in the morning, you can't, concentrate. And then your health is basically the quality of your life. It's not great if you don't have good sleep. So it's all connected. And with the facial muscles, that's really interesting topic, because it's many people, including me, that's why I have a braces in age of in my 30s, probably 20 years too late, but it's still
never too late. Take care of yourself. Never too late to take care of yourself. Right. Yes.
So, like,
go ahead.
Many muscles, they in our face, they don't work the way how they should if there is some compromise in your in your airways. So basically, if you don't breathe well as a child, it will affect the facial growth and the craniofacial development. So very often we see kids with or adults with setback jaw. So the jaw goes back. That will affect the way where the tongue sits. There are many, like, tongue ties, so that will also affect how the how you breathe, and if your mouth are open or not. And that will basically lead to all those issues I deal with, or I see.
I didn't know all that came into play. I mean, that's so amazing. And so you can teach and help people with various exercises and techniques to correct and help.
Yes.
Wow, that is
Yeah.
amazing. Because, I wanted to put this out there too. Now, I'm not by any means a professional in breathing, but I know that even breathing, especially when it comes to sleep related, people can die,
Exactly. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
breathing correctly. Yeah.
And it's interesting because people like with the snoring, people
Right.
just dismiss that. They're like, oh, it's just snoring.
Right. Right.
And it's never just snoring, and it's always going to lead to sleep apnea eventually, and then
Right.
all those conditions. So
Yes.
and we dismiss that snoring as like we make a jokes,
Yes.
about
Like
other
it's
people
okay.
snoring.
It's not
Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
It's not
So
okay. Yes. I've even,
mm,
expressed to family members that I've, you know, stayed at their house, spend the night at their house and heard them. Even someone as close as my mom, and hey, you need to go get that checked out. You need to do something about that. Oh no, it's just snoring. I always snort. No,
yeah,
it's dangerous. You shouldn't be sounding like that.
exactly.
Something is being obstructed. Something is not right.
Mm, yeah,
And
and it's being
you,
dismissed.
yeah, you
Yeah,
just clarified that.
it's being dismissed, and it's what's frustrating me, because I have a little boy, and
Right.
when we watch cartoons, all those characters, they if they pretend to sleep, they snore, they make the
Yes.
sound, they open the mouth. It's like, no, this is wrong. And even
Yes. It's
yeah, and
teaching kids that that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's funny and it's fun and you should snore. No, they're putting the
yeah,
wrong idea out there.
exactly. And also, like, I even caught myself a few times with the pretend play when I do it with my son, and I try to sleep, and I do the sleeping noise, like, no, no, no. So I have to catch myself because I've
Right.
been programmed.
Right.
you know
Yes. I like that. What you just said, programmed. Yeah. What we've been taught, and in society and our different cultures, we've been taught that that's okay. And you're here. That's your purpose, to show people and let people know that it isn't okay. And it's dangerous and it's not good for your health. And wow, just you sharing that, bit about the muscles and the way the jaw sits and all that, that's very interesting. And
Hmm.
never knew that all that tied into it.
Yeah.
Now,
So
yes, go ahead.
yeah. So with the tongue, to clarify that for those who are interested, the tongue should sit at the roof of the mouth. So when you're not talking, when you're not eating, at least 3/4 of the tongue should sit at the roof of the mouth, and that will make you stop mouth breathing as well, because that will basically block the mouth, because mouth are not designed to breathe. We have a nose which is
Yeah.
designed to breathe in and out. So that's that's quite thing to remember, that the tongue always should sit at the roof of the mouth if we're not talking or eating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. See, giving me some free lessons right now. And that's amazing. So yes. So what are there? I mean, I'm sure there are a number of things that you encounter with people, but what are some of the main uh, situations and problems that you run into with people breathing that may seek your assistance? What
Mm.
is there something more than others, or no?
Well, I've got lots of asthmatic coming to me to help them with the asthma or hay fever. We've got now hay fever season
Right.
basically here in Sydney. So there's lots of people who struggle with the blocked nose, and
Right.
the thing is, it's never only one condition. So even some people might say, oh, I have good sleep, I kind of wake up fine, and
Right.
and that's it. But there is always more, because they snore, or they wake up tired, or they go to the toilet a lot during the night. You shouldn't be going to the toilet for at night, if
Right.
if you're supposed to sleep. So
Right. I mean, something's not right.
yes, yeah. So or the snoring, or waking up groggy, or needing 12 hours of sleep and still being
Right.
tired. So all those conditions are all connected. So I see lots of someone comes to me for asthma management, but then I see all those other things. And if we fix sleeping, then we fix other things in life as well. And the other way around, when we fix the breathing at night, during the day, it will reflect on your breathing at night, and that will give you better quality of sleep. So yeah, it's all, all connected.
Right.
But yeah, and also I deal with tongue ties. So we do exercises for if someone has tongue tie release, when they cut the little
Yes.
bits under the tongue.
Yes.
So we do exercises to strengthen the tongue and to get those functions back. Yeah, where it should be. Yeah.
Amazing. So can we, while we're here, can you give me one exercise or something that we can do here live? Something that might help me. I mean, like I said, I wear the CPAP machine, and I'll give you a little background. I'm just going to share everything with you that I know about myself in regards to the breathing. Now, my muscles back there relax too much, and they just kind of collapse in the back of my throat, and then I start snoring. I don't know if it's just my tongue or what, but can you give me a demonstration of what I can do to strengthen whatever? I mean, I don't know what muscles I need to strengthen in there.
Yeah, definitely. So there are different, techniques. So definitely the breathing needs to be, the correct breathing pattern needs to be established, because, sorry, and I'll go back to it because I want to give you some breathing exercise. But also with the sleep apnea, we want to use the myofunctional therapy because that will strengthen the muscles around as well. So that was also proven to help with the sleep apnea patients, depending where the collapsing is happening of the airways with the sleep apnea. But the breathing, I'm very passionate about the breathing part, because with the breathing, when we inhale through the nose, there is gas called nitric oxide, and it's nasal nitric oxide. And when we inhale nice and slowly through the nose, we gather that nitric oxide, and that's opening up our blood vessels and helps with the gas exchange in our lungs, and also opens up our airways. So you want that open airways during, especially if you have sleep apnea and there is collapsion of your airways. So basically, nitric oxide, it's a signaling molecule which will send signal to your airways, and they will become more open. So that's what we want. So there are several exercises, but the one which everyone can do, and it's very safe for everyone, is when you sit nice and straight. The posture is very important. And you want to take nice and gentle breath in through the nose, and nice and gentle breath out through the nose. You pinch your nose with your fingers, and you hold your breath for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then you let go, and you take normal breath in through the nose, and you breathe nice and gently for 10 seconds. And you repeat that 5 to 6 times. So, it's very important during that exercise to have your mouth closed at all times. And I noticed, if I can point, I noticed you had your mouth open. So there was this little, not the, 5 seconds, then you let go. You take gentle breath in through the nose and gentle breath out through the nose.
Wow, that's an exercise. And what does that do?
So that will relax you. So it also, it's emergency exercise for anxiety, panic, and so on. But also that will prepare you to get your body into that breath hold, which we want to establish. So basically, so there are several measurements we do, and we want to measure the comfortable breath hold time. That's one of the measurements we use. And that will give us indication. It's called control pulse, and that will give us indication of that breath hold time, and will give us if you're sensitive to accumulation of carbon dioxide in your blood. So people who are too sensitive, they will breathe faster. So that exercise will prepare you to, you can do this one every hour or two. It's very safe.
It'll help you breathe a lot slower.
Yeah, it will, but yes, it will also
Control your
prepare you.
breathing better.
And it won't get you into that panic, because very often
That
people
panic
who,
breathing.
mm,
Too
yes,
fast.
the hyperventilation, yeah.
Right. Wow. Thank you,
So,
Diana.
mm,
That's
so yeah,
amazing.
yeah. With this one, you can do it every hour. So it's also great for asthmatics. So all sorts of people can actually do that exercise. Yeah. So 5 to 6 repetitions, and every hour it's perfect if you remember to do it
Yes. No, I'm definitely
constantly.
going to try
Yeah.
it. Yes, I am.
Yeah.
I am. I love learning new things, especially in regards to health and mindset and just anything that can help you relax. Because yes, I have experienced throughout my life symptoms of stress and anxiety and things like that. So yes, anything to that I can incorporate into my daily life to help with that is simply amazing. And I don't take that lightly. So I appreciate that very much. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. And
Yes.
also, like, because you said you're meditating.
Yes.
So if I can refer to that, many people
Yes.
meditate for 10 years, 20 years, but they haven't established the correct breathing pattern.
Breathing. Yes.
Yeah. So they, because we used to, and I've done the same, back before my education, that that I was just copying and pasting what I learned before. So I wasn't really paying attention. Someone told me, okay, take breath in through the nose and out through the mouth, and that's fine. But
Right.
if we want to have that correct functional breathing, we want to establish that nice and gentle breathing through the nose and out through the nose,
Right.
and to start using our diaphragm and our rib cage. So lower rib cage should expand on a breath in and narrows down on a breath out.
Yes.
Even the lower back should move on a breath in. So
Yes.
the body is a beautiful machine, and knows exactly what to do if we use it correctly.
Wow. Yes, exactly. Because that is the most important thing in meditation is your breathing. Not people think it's just the thinking or no, it's the way you breathe. And that's amazing. And like I said, like you said there's nobody out there teaching this, but it is you. And that's your purpose to you have a responsibility now that you know all these things to get it out there and to help people. And I want anyone out there that's interested or feel that they have any problems or even without problems, just want to learn how to breathe correctly, to look up Diana. And whether you meditate or whether you have snoring problems, look up Diana so she can help you. That's amazing. So I was going to ask you, I have your links. You have a YouTube channel. What do you do on the YouTube channel now? I didn't look at it.
Yeah.
Do you share some? What do you do?
Yeah, I do share. Yeah. It's very small channel, but I share like a 1-minute videos with the most important information on breathing. So that's
Right.
that's if you need a quick tips or quick information about dysfunctional breathing and things like that, they just those people don't have much time to sometimes to listen to or watch long videos. So I've just done those short clips,
Short segments.
Yes, when
Yes.
you can actually get to the to those most important things. And I'm happy to share those things with people, because like I said, I can't keep it to myself.
Right. You're exactly. And and I have to elaborate a little bit on what you just said too. You say people don't have a lot of time. Well, what I've come to realize is that, especially when it comes to your health or it comes to your self improvement or anything like that, it's best to make time for that. If because we make time for what we want to make time for. Think about it.
Yes.
So a lot of people, I don't have time for that. Okay, well, if you don't make time for your health, then you will be forced to make time for illness and something else that you may not desire. So make time for things that help you, especially your physical health.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
That's
And I think
important.
we realize that, we realize when the problem is coming, when we're sick, when we're feeling something's
Right.
wrong, then we go and get help instead of being
Yes.
proactive and start
Right.
from now, basically.
Right. And what you are doing, I am not going to make light of it in any way, because breathing is life. Without, if people don't realize how important breathing is, try not breathing for 5 minutes and see how far you get. You won't get very far. So, yeah. So,
That's
yes,
right.
breathing is important, more important than anything else, really. I mean, that we take in. Water. We can survive without water for a long time. We can survive without food for a while, but you can't survive without breathing. You can't. Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, you can't survive very long without breathing. You can survive, days without water, a month without food, but you can only survive minutes without breathing, and that's it. And then it's over. Once your brain stops getting that oxygen in your heart, your body. So very important. And what you're doing is an amazing and important service to the world. And thank you for doing what you're doing. That's amazing. Yes. And I told you prior to this segment, I just have to say this. I told you that this was going to lead to a very inspirational, encouraging conversation. And look, we've already been talking for almost 40 minutes. See?
Oh, wow.
So, yes. Once we get into, your passion and your purpose, time just flows, and amazing.
That's very true.
And it's nothing that you said is redundant or, like you were struggling to try to find something. No, everything that you said was, wow. I learned something new, things you made me aware of, things in regards to breathing and the facial muscles and the tongue that I never knew. And that's, wow, that's one of the reasons why I created this platform, to learn and to put other people's knowledge and passions out there, to shine the light on it, because this is very important. And also just highlight other services too, because I believe in prosperity in all aspects of your life. And I believe when you have a passion, and you give a service, you're compensated for that. So very amazing. Thank you very much. Now, is there any last before we close this off, is there anything else you would like to share or say or anything?
Yeah, I guess like a reminder to everyone that to use the nose, because that's our nose are designed to breathe, and you will see the change in your health, in your sleep,
Right.
quite fast. And I know many people just change to nasal breathing and they already seeing benefits without even the exercises. So just start now. Close your mouth and breathe nice and gently through the nose.
Wow. And also, I wanted to say this. I'm going to put all your links in the description of this segment when it's uploaded, along with your bio. But I also wanted to highlight that you also, while we're here live, that you have your own website that people can connect and click and find you and seek your services. And that's what is that again? I'll let you say it. www.
breathingrehabilitation.com.
Yes, breathingrehabilitation.com. Thank you. And you have your YouTube channel as well. So I'm going to put that up in your Facebook and your Instagram, so that people can just, after they watch this video, they can read the description, they can read your bio again, and all your links will be incorporated in there. And like I said, I encourage everyone to click on that website. Anything, if you're not sure, it's better to get some questions answered in regards to breathing and with your kids, yourself, your family, anything, snoring, shortness of breath, anxiety, anything, facial. If you're not sure, get some questions answered by Diana here. So Thank you, everyone, for watching. And thank you, Diana, for sharing your amazing purpose, passion, direction, and just for the breathing exercise you've given me. I am definitely going to use it. And I'm sure other people will too. Thank you very much for giving that. And
Thank you so much for having me.
yes, yes. And I look forward to talking to you again in the future. And I will let you know when this is uploaded and live, and we'll share it. I'll share it, set my intentions and share it to as many people as I can. So thank you, everyone. And I appreciate everyone watching. I send you peace, love, happiness, healthiness, and remember to breathe. Yeah, through the nose. Close that mouth, like she said. Thank you. Enlightened, empowered, evolved. See you soon.